Hello, you're welcome to a brand new day. Now, I want to tell you how keeping a tender conscience will affect your life and marriage relationship. Your conscience is the voice of your spirit man. Everybody has something on their inside that tells them when they do wrong or when they need to make some amend or correction. Everybody has that voice on their inside. You can now decide that when that thing tells you on your inside that you have done wrong towards your spouse, you just keep a straight face and you don't apologize. You just keep going. It gets to a stage when you do it consistently, your conscience or the voice of your conscience will no longer be very clear. You won't be alert to it. That is why you find that some people just do wrong effortlessly towards their spouse and they don't feel it. Their conscience has become seared. You know how some of those people in the village, usually when they can use their bare hands to even lift a hot pot from the fire, they just carry that thing because their fingers are already used to that thing and their fingers are seared. There's some callousness in their finger. In fact, that is where the word callous comes from. Their hands have become callous and they can easily lift those hot things and they won't have any sensation. Your conscience becomes dull and you won't be sensitive. And that affects your sensitivity to the Spirit of God on your inside as a child of God. That's why the Bible enjoins us that we should keep a tender conscience. Beloved, when you have done wrong, learn to apologize. There's a book I wrote recently. I'll try and attach the link to that book to this message. It says how to say sorry to your spouse. And in that book, I said you need to acknowledge that you are wrong. It is pride that doesn't make people acknowledge that they are wrong. Some people always feel like they are the only ones who are right. They are never wrong in that marriage relationship, no matter what they do. Listen to the voice of your conscience. There are times that you want to do something and inside of you something tells you no, don't do that. That's the voice of your conscience. Listen to it. God puts that thing in us so that we can be checked as believers, so that we won't go beyond the boundary. And when you consistently silence that voice, it's going to be like a carpet. You have tread on it so many times. You know, when you tread on a new carpet, the hair still comes back. You step on it again, the hair comes back. It gets to a time, because so many times you have stepped on it, you step on it and it just flats. So there are some people right now, they do wrong, but they are not checked on their inside and they still feel everything is fine. Let me read today's Family Impact Daily Bible Meditation scripture to you. It's taken from the book of 1 Timothy chapter 1 verse 19. I'm reading the Good News translation. It says, and keep your faith and a clear conscience. Some people have not listened to their conscience and they've made a ruin of their faith. I like what another scripture says. It says they've made a shipwreck of their faith. And I dare say it's not only shipwreck of their faith, you can also make a shipwreck of your marriage when you don't listen to the voice of your conscience. So my special word of advice this day is that listen to the voice of your conscience so that you'll be sensitive even when God is leading you, so that you'll be sensitive to your spouse. Don't be wicked. Don't be manipulative. Some people can lie, they can deceive, they can manipulate, they are never sorry for whatever they do. Such people are what you call those who have dulled the voice of their conscience. Just awake to righteousness and let the voice of your conscience be alert. How do you do that? Once you have the nudge that you have done wrong, just retrace your steps. Retrace your steps towards man and towards God. So when you have done wrong, don't only say, oh, Lord, I apologize, I'm sorry, I won't do it. The person that you have offended, go back and meet them. That your spouse, that your husband, that your wife. Go back and say, darling, I am truly sorry. I will not do this again. And this will help your marriage a great deal.